Hello. Oh, hello.
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 How's it
Hello.
Oh, what a Sunday, am I right?
What a frickin' Sunday.
It is indeed Sunday.
I'm just
That is true.
so used to we said something in our Discord that we can't be live next Sunday because I have some family stuff going on. So instead of waiting another month in between professionals episodes, which is a very bad idea, we decided to stream one episode today and then one episode on March 3rd, and then we'll be back to 2 episodes every other week. Danny is not here right now.
Nope.
He's gonna be here in a little bit. And we will not be stalling because it's gonna be a bit before he gets here. So we're gonna do the normal shtick, and he'll show up when he shows up.
That's right. I love Nick's haircut now that I can see it. Look at that.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Hey.
Bring it on. Bring your head on closer to that camera.
Yeah, come on. What are you doing all the way over there?
Oh,
There
Hey.
we go. Look at that.
Oh, even the eyebrow raise.
Look, you're ready to start
Eyebrow
a tech
raise
company.
was too much. Yeah, it was getting a little ratty, so clean that up.
You gotta have a fresh cut. Well, I'm sad that Danny's not here because I feel like his answer to this question is going to be very funny. But we're doing some weird stuff right now in Scum and Villainy. We're working with some cults. We've got a new artifact in play. Ooh. So this came from a patron in our Discord, which is, if you're in our Discord, and especially if you're a patron, you get to come up with a question that we get to ask at the top and joke around. And sometimes if you've been a patron for a while and you ask a question, we might just turn it into something we talk about. Not as the case with this one, which is this. If you were a demon, what 5 things would be put in a pentagram to summon you?
Oh.
That's really fun.
It's very funny.
Oh man, what 5 things?
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay. Objects that would summon me. A guitar pick.
Okay.
It's got to be in there. Let's see. A 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s youth Bible.
Like
With,
the
like, the
Extreme
Post-it notes
Teen
in it,
Bible.
Yeah. Let's see. Come on, essential ingredients to summon me. On the food side of things, I feel like there's got to be some food offering component. Food is just too important.
Of course.
But I'm not like an essentially picky person, so it's not like there's always been one thing that is my life in the form of food. So I think, honestly, true to like the Durgan and Ryan's family spirit, it would just be food that is acceptably good. So it's just sort of a you figure it out, cook a meal, and put it on point number 3 of the pentagram.
All right, I'm gonna, just to not belabor this, let's just say 3 things. The other 2
trigram.
are
There's my trigram.
the other 2 are like your traditional, like the
Just
heart of a
something.
virgin.
God,
Oh no.
that's the one that I don't have. I don't want that. Don't burn that for me. I don't have that.
Oh, please do not kill a virgin if you're gonna summon me.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Leave me unsummoned.
I don't want to participate in this.
Ooh. Okay, I have other ideas, but I will yield the floor since I have a complete summoning ritual.
Your time is up, Senator Turkey.
You've asked a hard question, Justin. Plus, we have extra time if we're trying to get Danny here.
Well, I don't think we need to stall for 30 minutes. That would be.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be very fun.
So you underestimate how fun it is to summon us. But I yield. I accept.
The people have come to watch us play a tabletop game. They did not come to watch us talk. They come a little bit to watch us talk, but they mostly come to watch us play.
Word.
Which is talking in this particular instance.
Which is talking. I understand. Yes. It is a talking type of game.
Wait, so I had like a little bit of a malfunction I was trying to resolve. We're doing 3 items instead of 5. Is that it?
I mean, if you've got the 5 ready, locked and
I
loaded.
don't, and 3 is great because I was not going to come up with another 2. No, I think for me, point 1, you've got a well-stocked Kindle with exclusively sci-fi and fantasy books. If there's another book, I will not be coming to that pentagram. And then point number 2 is a high-quality microphone. Point number 3, I love Steve's point that there needs to be something consumable there, no less than 5 pounds of raw sugar.
Yeah.
I also went for 5 pounds of something. That is interesting.
Oh, that's really good. All right, tell us, Nick.
All right, I got a list of 5, but they're all there. So PS2 controller, 5 pounds of meat. Doesn't matter what. Illegally obtained fireworks, the Communist Manifesto, and a high quality anime figure, not a horny one specifically.
Not a horny one.
Just a cool one.
I love that Nick and I both have very specific caveats. They're like, if you do this, I will not be coming.
I will not show up.
Oh, it's so good.
And the meat better be fresh. I should have said fresh meat.
Oh, good. Yes.
Rotten meat. That's gross.
No, that would not be very tasty.
That's standards.
I think I was trying to think of like a specific TTRPG.
We should do 5 pounds of TTRPG books.
Exactly 5 pounds. 5 pounds and
still not enough to finish a campaign of D&D, but depending on what TTRPG said.
5 pounds 6 ounces exactly. If it's any more, if it's any less, I'm not coming. I think I also would love a bowl of ramen.
Oh yeah,
a bowl of ramen.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's there for sure.
Yeah.
And number 3. Ooh, you know what? This is also food as well too, but a package of Oreos.
See, I feel like you've just described like a nice evening. Like you've got a bunch of board games, you got a nice meal, and then some snacks. It's just kind of nice.
I'm just gonna show up and be like, "We doing this?"
It's just a date.
Yeah, it's just,
we doing
this?
this?
Is just how you get Justin to your house. Like you just, I got some ramen, some Oreos, some board games.
I've got this duo TTRPG. It's just the GM and me. Great, I'm there.
He's already.
You didn't have to summon me through the pentagram. You could have just texted me.
Is the assumption that when you summon someone with a pentagram that they're dead, or are they just in another plane?
Or on another plane. Someone with power on another plane.
Yeah.
It is funny though if it's just like I'm sitting in my house.
You just pulled Justin out of work.
I'm at someone else's house.
It worked. I summoned him. No, come and hang out with us. I didn't get ramen for nothing.
I didn't get. I mean, that's the thing with ramen. You got to eat it fresh. You can't have ramen sitting around. If I see a bowl of ramen, I'm gonna eat it because if I don't, it's just gonna go bad.
It's just, the noodles are gonna get soggy.
Yeah, exactly. The broth is gonna become room temperature.
Yeah.
Someone sets out all of these things. Just incidentally, Justin's like walking by. He's like, "Ooh, ramen! Like ooh, fresh ramen. No one's here." Just there's Oreos here too.
Just leave it Oreos. Absolutely.
Board games.
Show you in a double stuffed package. Oh my. Okay. All right.
Who could say no? Not Justin.
Who could say no?
Clearly,
I couldn't say.
I also feel like something in the mix would be like, for some of us at least, an RPG like video game would be probably a high value pentagram item. Like for me, Final Fantasy X or Metal Gear Solid or something like that. Mass Effect.
Yeah. You know, I think for me, like I think Justin was saying something to this effect off stream earlier, but if you told me I could never play another video game for the rest of my life, I'd sort of just be like, okay, like I like video games, but they're not a huge part of my life in reality.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd be sad. I think I'd be sad, but like I think I'd get over it. You know.
But don't take away my TTRPGs.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you take that away, I will not come. I will not come to your.
I think the only form of entertainment in my life I couldn't live without is books.
That's a great thing.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing to have.
I think I have too many pieces of media that I just like too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to give up anything. I don't want to.
That's fair. Don't make me do it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want to give up any of this stuff. I'm just saying that I couldn't give up.
If I had to, yeah.
As I weigh the options, I just, I don't like anything. I'm not into this. I think I can do it.
Well, we're in the midst of a job, and I think we gotta keep trucking.
Got a job to the job. Stop jobbing.
You got hired by the Ashtari cult, who said, we need you to sneak this person in our cult past the Church of the Stellar Flame, which is the official religion of the Hegemony. They are currently putting most of their resources into guarding a specific site. You're not even quite sure like what the point of it is. They didn't really expand on that, but they've said, we need you to sneak this person past the Church of the Stellar Flame, get them to this site. They're going to do their thing. And if you can, get them back, please. So you're like, all right, fine, let's do it. So you do it. It's very clear you're going to have to go through a couple obstacles. The biggest is that the Church of the Stellar Flames headquarters, their giant cruiser, the Way of Light, is in between you and this location. And so you have to somehow get past them. They're currently on guard. You convince them that you're a tourist ship, and then go towards one of the other moons, sling past it, and go towards Gap, which also coincidentally is where Gears' family is from. They used to live there, and now it is a broken husk of a moon, except for tons and shattered pieces, except for one piece is the biggest piece. It's about a quarter of the moon, and coming out of the broken part is a stone tower that was hidden because it was inside of the moon. And now that it is broken, it is very visible. And you land it. You landed on this part of the moon. And that's that. That's where we end it. You know that there are tons of Church of the Stellar Flame guards in between here and there. But you gotta get to the tower. Gotta protect this person. And hopefully
technically we did establish that ideally we'd get him to the tower and back, but we could just drop him off and say mission accomplished.
Look, if you want to do that,
we could just wash our hands right now.
You certainly could. You certainly could. He's still not at the tower though, so
he's near the tower right now.
Okay, we have on the Manchester now. We have a vehicle or vehicles, right?
Yes. I think Havoc stole them from the Echo Wave Riders.
Oh yeah.
And have we established that they are speeder bikes, basically?
Yes.
Nice.
For our benefit and enjoyment.
Well, that's fun.
So, do we just speeder bike in spacesuits? Head over?
That is a great question.
Is that the move?
I think that's the move. I think that's what we're doing.
So there's guards outside of this tower that we can sort of pick up either on scanner or see from afar.
Absolutely, yes. You can see that there's movement between here and the tower, and you're assuming there's only one person place, faction that could be is Church of the Stellar Flame. You saw some personal ships moving back and forth from the Way of Light to here. So you're like, yeah, it's got to be the Church of the Stellar Flame.
Yeah.
So is it possible, or would it be possible? Because this is very like uneven ground, right? Because this is like part of a cracked side of a planet.
Correct.
Could we try like, or could Gears try to like come up with like an algorithm of like a scan of the surface that kind of keeps track of where we've seen patrols and like basically plots out a course for us so that they don't see us? And then
we
do like short bursts.
Is that like a gather information, you think?
I was thinking gather information for
All
sure.
right.
That's exactly
Cool.
what
I have not rolled this yet.
That's
So you just asked
fascinating.
you asked me a question, which I think in this case is something along the lines of like, what is the
safe path?
safest way? Yeah, what's the safest way to get to this tower? I don't think it's
That
a
is
fortune
what I
roll. I
asked.
think you're actually doing something. So I think it's an action roll.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if it's a rig or a hack. Like, does hack have more of a like an aggressive like connotation versus like rigging? I'm just setting up like a program and understanding, or maybe it's like studying because I'm like looking at the landscape and.
So think of rigging in terms of like creating and altering actual like mechanical mechanisms, right? You're like taking apart a vehicle or altering a vehicle to do something else. Hack is basically like the software side of rig, right? You're like hacking into computers, hacking into that. So I could see maybe that working. Again, you kind of tell me what action you want to use. I could definitely see hack. I could definitely see study.
I think study makes more sense. I'm kind of like reading the lay of the land.
Yeah.
The lay of
I'm with you.
the different patrols. I'll do study.
All right. I think that is a. I believe that they don't see you. I think we established that they have not seen you. And so I think it is a controlled position.
Nice.
And I think it is a standard effect.
Do I skip to risky for greater effect?
Do you?
I can also push myself for greater effect. And keep that control position. Does anybody want to help me study these plans? Any assistance anybody has to offer?
Wondering.
I think Lito would. Like, he's already been helping you with a few different things over the course of this mission, and so Lito would sit down and help.
Yeah, so Gears throws out like a little like hollow map of the area. Like, he took a scan as we flew over with like the various patrols, and he and Lito kind of like, well, if we stop here for a second and let this patrol so that gives me an extra die, right? And then I will push myself for greater effect.
Okay.
So I have great effect, but still control.
To clarify, this plan means that we're marking spacesuits off in our inventory for this mission, right? Because we're on the surface.
I think you're probably going to need to, unless you don't want to go.
Yeah, I don't think Lito's staying behind on this one. So
Yeah.
We're going to need your silver tongue.
All right. Rolling. 3 dice.
Okay.
6.
Hey, so you do it, and with great effect. I'm going to start. This is a great time to bring this up. We've got the character sheets, and I also realized today that what we've been using to track clocks amongst the 5 of us is also something that I can share with everyone who's in Twitch. So if you type in !clocks, you'll be able to see a link to our publicly shared sort of tool that we're using to track clocks. It's a really simple tool, and I'm really digging it a lot. And you'll be able to see it as I update the clocks as well, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to create a clock that is get to the ritual location. I'm going to make it 8 segments. And actually, you know what? I was gonna make it 8 segments. How about this? With that successful 6, I'm gonna make it 6 segments.
Nice.
I dig it.
It's a little bit
I
easier for
appreciate that.
you to move through now that you've got this information. You've still got to do the stuff to get there, but you've at least got some information to avoid some patrols as they're coming. So
Nice.
The question I have is a follow-up, Justin. When he pulls
Yes.
up this hollow map and sees what he sees, how many ships are there? Like, if we needed Havoc to come in a pinch, would he be dealing with a ton of other full-size ships right around this tower?
there are yeah, there's probably easily close to a dozen or so ships.
Okay. All of them grounded currently?
Some are ground. Most, I would say, the majority are grounded. But you can you even saw as you were coming in that some were going back to the way of light. Some were coming from the way of light. So they're doing something at this place. There are resources and materials going to and from the way of light here.
And then to clarify, are those ships what are patrolling, or they're patrol separate from those ships?
So there are the ships, and there are also ground patrols as well too.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm guessing the ship is transport. But yeah.
Anybody got anything to help us along?
Should Havoc stay behind?
Might be for the best.
It would be nice to have a quick way to get out.
What do you think, Havoc?
Well, honestly, mentally, I feel as if I've only just arrived. Sorry.
You check out during the middle of the mission? What the hell's wrong
at the
with you?
moment.
We're going over there. Graves just points at the tower.
Yeah. What if, and now, it's perfect that you haven't been present thus far because this is a new idea. What if you drop us here and we make our way? This is the clearest path through the patrols, but we don't want the ship to be seen. So you drop us and then make your way to the other side. Meet us on the other side. So when we pass through the ritual location and meet you elsewhere from where we've been dropped. Might require a little bit of fancy flying to get around all the ships going on here, but
I'm fine with that. Sounds fine.
All right. Okay. We have a plan. Let's get heading out. Mr. Past One, sir, which one of us would you like to ride with?
He looks at the three of you and then points towards Graves.
Oh no. I was just going to make a comical bit of Graves getting on a speeder bike for the first time.
Yeah, Gears turns to Graves like, "Hey, you know how to drive one of these, right?"
Graves just looks down. It can't be harder than a crane or a drill.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Okay. Just get over off the mind and nervously look over at Graves.
But as he mounts his speeder bike, he looks over and he's watching your every move, Gears. Like he is trying to just mimic what you do.
Gears catches on and very, very obviously very signaled, goes to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to rev the engine with the handbrake. This is a terrible idea.
You've got the speeder bikes. I think I'm gonna need a group action.
That's fair.
I'm gonna need a group action. So I'd like to first know who is leading this group action.
sounds like Gears is.
Yeah, it does sound
Yeah.
like me.
I sure hope so.
What are we rolling here, Gears?
Probably hell.
Yeah, I think hell makes sense. I will say that it is a risky position still.
Fair.
But I will say that it is a standard effect because you've got these plans that you took some time to gather beforehand.
Nice.
Like that. And so group roll, we all roll, and
You all roll helm. Yep. Anybody who rolls 1 to 3 as their highest die, Gears is going to take a stress.
All right. Well, just so you know, I'm rolling 2 and taking the lowest, so sorry in advance.
It is an action roll, so you can do the normal stuff of like pushing
Gambits.
yourself, taking a devil's bargain, gambits, all that stuff.
And sorry,
I'm
we
not gonna
said
do any of that.
which type of skill?
Okay.
Helm.
Helm. Okay.
No, I'm legit. I'm saving all of that shit for if I need to talk our way out of something.
Fair. Yeah. All right. Leto is our only lifeline, and thus Leto should save himself.
Yeah.
Save yourself for us.
I got double sixes though.
Oh, that's
Just
6.
1 6. Okay.
Yeah.
I got 6-4. So the lower
Okay.
of those two is 4. But I do get a 6.
Okay.
I only got a 5.
Okay, so 6 is the highest, and you don't take any stress. I should have told you what the. Oh, I did tell you what the position and effect is.
Yeah, you did.
Mhm.
It was
Yep.
risky. Oh, which
What
means we
was
get a
it?
gambit. None of us spent one.
You gonna give it?
Risky
Nice.
standard. Nobody spent a gambit, so you get another one. And I'm gonna mark off 2 on get to ritual location. You are speeding through these caverns and valleys in this broken moon. And there are a couple times that Gears like stops you, tells you to turn the speeder bikes off. You see a group of Church of the Stellar Flame speeder bikes like swing past you. You wait a couple minutes, turn them back on, keep going. And the tower starts to get larger. You can see now that there are probably a couple dozen Church of the Stellar Flame members congregated outside of the entrance to this tower. It looks as though they're setting up camp. You're still far enough away that they don't see you, but you can see quite a lot of them in between you and the entrance to this tower.
Are there people bringing supplies on speeder bikes?
Oh, I mean, I feel like that has been implied. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
At one point when we stop because of a patrol, when we're like close enough to see these couple dozen people setting up camp, I'll whisper to the others, should we maybe see if we can waylay one of these supply runs? We go in looking like we're supposed to be there.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Smart.
Graders, that's kind of your expertise. I'll let you do your thing.
Maybe I can-
Leto, what is waylaying?
What we'll do is I will get their attention, and I will lull them into a false sense of security, and then you shall smash skulls.
Very good.
Nice.
Let's waylay.
Classic highwayman.
Good, respectable work.
The very best.
This sounds to me like a setup.
Oh, a setup action? Yeah.
Sounds to me like Leto is setting up.
And then I
Graves.
would roll a separate roll that hopefully benefits from the
Correct.
setup action. Okay.
Correct when we get to it. Yeah. So I think here is what it is. So I'm assuming Leto, you're just like out in the open waiting for one of these to come by yourself, or
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I'll be out like, I'll even mark off like knowing what we're coming into, my background. I brought clothes that match the vestments of the Stellar Flame with me. So I
think you
will already
have like disguises, right?
Yeah, I do. And so,
Nice.
so I will bring, I bust that out, and I'm gonna mark on my fine clothes to make sure it's like really high quality costuming here.
Okay.
But so I'm out there looking like I'm supposed to be here.
Yep.
And just like, maybe I even take the contents of my pack and scatter them on the ground. I'm like gathering them up and trying to look like I fell off of another speeder or something like that.
What item are you marking off?
Fine clothes.
Fine clothes. So, in that, it does say nobody will mistake these for a disguise. So, what do you think about a flashback? How did you get?
I dig it.
How do you get?
Yeah.
How did you get these like raiments?
Yeah, I think. So Leto, as we've already established, is first and foremost a bit of a Casanova, above all
I haven't
else.
picked that up.
Oh well, I guess. Okay.
It's being explicit about it.
Yeah, no. So I think that we see this scene of we find out that we're going to be doing this deal that puts us up against the Church of the Stellar Flame, and so Leto goes for the first time in 15 years and visits a confessional booth at one of the churches on Warren, and while he's there, just starts slowly and then increasingly aggressively seducing the priest on the other side of the confessional wall.
Wow, what a power move. That's very funny. How much stress to take for that? Oh, where is the page on flashbacks? Oh, I'll pull it up in my little GM software here. That's what I call my brain. All right,
Your
come
brain
on.
is GM
load.
software.
Yeah.
Tell that brain to load.
My computer is slowly dying, friends. I have to get another one very soon.
By the way, Nick, I'm sorry that I was in your character sheet instead of mine. I was like, I'm not carrying illicit drugs, and then I unmarked that box.
No,
Yeah,
But then I remarked it. It's my bad.
I think it's one stress, and here's why I was waffling. I was like, it feels still difficult to seduce somebody from the other side of confessional. So I think I want an action with this flashback as well too.
Yeah, I think in this particular instance, it's consort. Like as I am making these confessions, I'm like, another thing that we've established about Leto is that he's got an information network here in Warren. So I think I would have gathered some information about this priest before I came, and so I'm gearing my confession towards what I already know his weaknesses are, and kind of consorting with him about these shared tribulations.
Give me a little bit. What kind of dirt do you have on this priest?
I think I find out that he will occasionally, and truly occasionally, it's not often, but he will find himself at one of the houses of ill repute where he claims that he's just there for drinks, and then drinks himself beyond the point of inhibition and finds himself engaged in those houses. And as I sit in the confessional, I start talking about some of the same. I start talking as if I struggle with the same thing, but then I start going into details that are salacious that I know may pique his interest.
I think it's controlled, and I think it is. I'm gonna say great effect. I'm gonna say controlled and great effect. Why not?
It was a 5.
Okay, so on a 5, you hesitate, withdraw, or try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence. A minor complication occurs, or you have reduced effect, suffer reduced harm. You end up in a risky position. You start talking about this, and the priest on the other side goes, "Oh, I don't quite know what you're talking about there, son. I think you might have the wrong priest. I've never been there before."
Oh, I thought I was talking to a kindred spirit. Never mind. I suppose I'll go and look for someone who truly understands me. We can connect with on a more intimate level.
All right. I think I'm gonna need another action. Or how about this? I think this plays into it a little bit. Hang on, I think I'm about to get interrupted here.
Parenting.
Parenting is fun.
We interrupted this program for children. Have you considered getting a child?
Just go get one. Just
go get it.
Have you considered taking a child for your own?
You mean taking one under your wing, right?
Yes. What did you mean?
We're on the same page. Very savory business. Getting children.
Getting children out of
this
bad
recorded
situations and into good ones.
Perhaps. Okay, sure.
I'm Mayor Blatherby, and I approve this message. Let's get children into schools.
That's your entire campaign theme. Like you just say things that are like
energy.
Yeah, slightly disconcerting, but like save it at the end.
That's right. The last part of the sentence barely saves it every time.
Let's get those kids food. Get them access to meals.
Okay.
Well, my friends.
I did not expect to be going this in depth on seducing a priest.
Hey,
it just popped into my head and I said it, and now here we are.
Here we are, stuck with the consequences unfolding.
That's how it goes.
Hoisted by my own petard.
Hello, friends. So I think I would like to hear from you. Are you planning to withdraw from trying to seduce this priest, or try a different approach?
I'm gonna try a different approach.
Okay. Sorry, withdraw and try a different approach is the same thing. So you can withdraw and try a different approach, or else there's some consequence. What do you do now? How do you pivot? What do you do?
So like, I mean, I would imagine with a 5 versus the 6 that like I sense that like things have started to work, but he's not quite at that point where he's going to go over the edge, right? And
it's you have the right person. You can hear the like quivering and wavering in his voice, but he is not at the point where he is willing to publicly admit to you his actions.
Yeah.
He's still trying to hold some decorum of priesthood.
Yeah. Well, if there's one thing I know, which in real life is very little, but if there's one thing I know about this exact situation, it's that tonight he's going to go to the House of Ill Repute. The idea's in his head now. And so I'm going to go and wait for him there. Because I've got friends who are going to be willing to let me be the one who comes to bring him to a room when that time comes.
I love that a lot. So you can you end your confessional, and he goes, "Go with the sun, my son." And you leave, and you wait for night to fall, and find out what brothel he's going to, and you see him sitting at the bar drinking a drink, and one of the other workers comes up to you and goes, "Hey, that's the one, Leo. It's time. He's called for someone."
Wonderful. I appreciate you. Maybe after we're finished, I can come back and you and I can take a tumble.
A little wink and a pat on the chest, and sachets away.
Yeah, I think because we're at the brothel, and I'm assuming he did not wear his priestly garb to the brothel. I think in the intervening time, I would have gone and talked to Gears about some piece of equipment that I could use to like copy his keys that get him into his home, like he's like a key card scanner. And
I
so
love flashback on a flashback almost.
yeah.
Yeah. That laying around.
So
Here you go. Just
I think I think that is gonna bump this up then to a 2-stress flashback. Because I think we're
Okay.
now getting into a few complexities and contingencies.
Yeah, so I go in and I oh, Father, I didn't think I would be seeing you here.
I'm
Do you
sorry,
recognize my voice? No, I don't think you do. But I'd like to get to know you. Shall we go to a room?
You were the one from earlier.
No. Nothing like that.
No, I recognize the voice now. How? What did you find out?
Does it matter?
I would action roll.
So, can you say that one more time? You broke up for me a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I would like an action roll, please.
Oh, I think this is a sway.
I agree. I think this is risky now. But I think it is a standard position.
Okay. Got a 6 this time.
Hey, look at that. And you didn't spend a gambit, so go ahead and add a gambit there.
Amazing.
Twitch, if you're watching this, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, I apologize for my choppy video. Somebody's watching Netflix while I'm streaming, which understandably takes up some of the internet.
Let's do that.
Indeed.
All right, a risky position. You said to just go up to a room here in the brothel.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him to a room, and I'm gonna once I've tired him out, I'm gonna sneak a hand onto his key card and copy it.
We will totally get there for sure. I think he goes, I suppose.
You want to RP the whole encounter?
Well, not the whole encounter, but I think at least he would respond to your question of, I suppose it doesn't matter. Yes, I must ask you to keep this quiet, though.
Of course. I mean, let's say the binds of confessional extend here, shall we?
Oh, I think we will have some fun tonight. And he lets you lead him up to a room. If there's one thing I don't want to do, it's roleplay out this entire scenario. I don't think I could constitutionally do that.
It's against the Constitution.
The Constitution of the United States expressly forbids.
I meant like a personal
scenario.
I meant a personal constitution. But it is funny to imply that the U.S. Constitution also forbids this.
It's unconstitutional.
It's unconstitutional. It is.
Conservatives get their way, it will be in the Constitution. That's what's at stake in November.
It's important to vote, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That's where we landed.
Keep these scenes on your tables. Don't let the conservatives take them away from your tables. I know. I think the flashback now comes into play, right? You do the act, you get the key, and at some point you sneak in and steal the robes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
we fast forward back to this moment when you put on these robes. I still would like for you to mark off a load. I think taking these clothes is a load, about the same as your
I still marked
clothes.
off. I left fine clothes marked off because
I would. It's close enough for sure. If you wanted to unmark it, I would totally be all right. If you just wanted to mark off a load, but that's fine.
Okay.
Cool. So you are standing there, kind of just alone in the middle of like a valley. There's like 2 ridges on either side of you, and you start hearing like the telltale sign as the speeder bikes get closer, and they turn the corner, and very smoothly. These are well-trained guards. These are well-trained militia of the official religion. So in a smooth motion, they like step off of their speeder bikes, which stop and pull their guns out, like all of them.
Well, to be clear, this is a supply run, right? Because that's what I was intentionally waiting.
For sure,
I wanted to be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You can see that they're pulling stuff behind their speeders. There are things behind their speeders that they're pulling, but they step off and point their guns. Who are you? What are you doing here? This area is off limits. Speak now, or we're gonna shoot. You've got 5 seconds.
I raise my hands and I with my hands up, I like gesture down to my robes. I'm Father Beoka. I fell off of a speeder on the way to the temple.
I would like an action, please. Oh, this is the second.
I'm picturing just like a little ridge, and he's gone out. So he's gone out ahead of us just a little bit. Like, are we not visible? Am I reading it right? Okay, cool. Like meat on a stick.
Really
I should be visible to you, but you're not to me.
Yep.
This is a setup roll. Have we done a setup roll before?
I don't think we have. Maybe we have once.
Yeah, one time.
I think.
So it's like a normal action roll, but if you're successful, any member of the team who follows through on your maneuver gets +1 effect level or improved position for their roll. So it's either going to increase the effect or the position for Graves and Gears when they try and jump these people. What action do you think is appropriate here?
Yeah, in this particular instance, I think I'm going with Sway.
I like that. I think it's risky, and I think it's limited effect. I think it would have been no effect. I think that having the garb gives you a little bit of leverage that you normally wouldn't have had.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still like, you know, a very well-oiled religious militia, and so they're generally pretty aware of who's supposed to be here and who's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna trade position for effect.
Okay, so desperate and standard effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Pushing
yourself, devil's bargains.
I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to take a devil's bargain, but I am going to use a gambit.
Okay, smart.
All right.
Let's go, Lido.
There's a 6. 2 2s and a 6.
2 2s and a 6. So you do it. So then, in fact, they're sort of convinced for a little. At least it appears as though they're convinced. They sort of we'll say that the one in front and a couple of the others holster their weapons. There's still a couple that have them out. They're not like pointed at you, but now they're pointed at the ground, as though they're still ready for a problem, but they're not pointing it at you. And the one in front goes, "All right, Father, hop on. We'll get you to the tower."
You hear Graves quietly in your comms, in your ear, Leto. You should limp, like you need their help.
Yeah, I take, like I said, I had established, I like intentionally like spilled things on the ground, and so I go like I'm gonna pick them up, and then like feign a fall.
A couple of them run up and like start to help you up. One more comes and starts like picking up some things for you. The two though that still have their guns like at the ready are back by the speeder bikes.
Yeah, I think this would be the time for you guys to jump out.
Sure. Yep. Graves nods at you, Gears, like you know it's your shot.
All right.
On the far ones.
Great. All right, yeah. So I flip over the top. Yeah, with blaster pistol in hand, and try to shoot at the ones with the guns, and I assume Graves shoots at the rest of them.
That is right.
Please mark off the appropriate weapons in your load.
I've done so.
Alrighty. I'm going with heavy blaster to load.
Okay.
Great.
It sounds like
and comms always takes one load, right? The communicator. That's our comms.
It doesn't take any load.
I think it's free. Yeah, pretty sure it's free.
It is. Yeah, it is free. It's if it's italicized, which the communicator is. It does not take any load, even though you can have it marked off.
Cool.
It's not going to take your load, Steve.
All right. I accept.
All right.
We're so comfortable right now. We're all comfortable. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing a scrap vote, right?
Yeah, and it sounds like potentially a group action.
Yeah. But just
we could just call it group, and then we can add whatever singular mechanical benefit from the setup.
Once you guys attack, is there any reason I couldn't participate in the group action there?
No,
like,
you want to pull out a blaster?
Too, right?
Like some dude's helping you up, you shoot him in the gut.
You're close to him. Yeah.
Someone call an ambulance, but not for me.
For sure. I definitely think you could. Who is leading this group action?
Graves.
Yeah, let's call it me.
We
both Gears and Graves just both vault over the ridge at the same time and draw on different people far and near.
That's so cool. All right, so it is a scrap. I think it is risky. Or is it? I still think it's risky. Because they're trained.
Yeah,
militia.
Armed trained militia.
So there's still a bit of risk involved in attacking them. Now here's where I was going to mention the setup roll is perfect for this, because normally you would have no effect because they are a tier 4 faction, and a tier 3 tier 1 fighters going up against 5 tier 4 militia is like that's not going to happen. But because of the setup,
the underdogs, anyways,
you can take +1 either position, so move it up to controlled, or in this case, I would recommend taking an additional +1 effect to bring it up to a limited effect, because they are caught off guard momentarily.
Yeah, we would like that.
Yeah, without question.
For the group roll,
can we still trade position for effects in a group roll? Can we make it more effective and desperate, which it feels desperate to me anyway?
Yeah, I would say you guys have to consider, like, come to terms on that together, but absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then the last question I have is, can we still trade? Can we still somehow push would like all of us have to push ourselves for effect, or does the leader have to push himself for effect?
I am
Good question.
fine. I am fine with just one person doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with just one person
Okay.
doing it.
I'll push.
Okay.
I'm happy to trade. So down to desperate, just to confirm that.
Yep.
To get from limited to effect up to standard.
Standard.
And then-
Yep, so we're now
and then I would
desperate
like to
position, standard
also-
effect.
Yeah, and I'd like to also push myself for great effect.
For great effect. Okay.
Yep.
Okie
Cool.
dokie.
All right.
All right.
Part of the
Roll
cards.
this
Mark your prowess experience.
That's right.
Yes. Yep.
Which also
Prowess.
fills my prowess line up.
Hey, there
Nice.
you go. You've
Do you
been
get-
wanting that.
That point right now, or does that not happen till later? So
I was about to ask, do I get that right now? Because if I get it right now, I'm gonna roll just a little bit better on this script.
No, I will. Well,
No, maybe this
I know.
fight is what teaches me how to get my.
yeah,
scrap
I
up.
think it'd be.
This-
I think if anything, I'd give it to you after this.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm rolling 2 and taking the lower again.
So I have 2 pips, so I'm rolling 2 and just keeping both.
We have
right?
3 gambit.
Yeah,
If-
I'll use a gambit instead of.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm still just rolling 1, but I'm not. Yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
still better to roll 1 and not 2 and take the lower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
Let's use that gambit for you. That's good. Do we
And you already
track
marked that off.
gambit?
It looks like Nick already marked it off. So,
yeah, I marked it off.
we're
Sorry.
keeping track.
Awesome.
Sorry, I'm just used to.
No, it's good. It's good. I think you and I both are used to keeping track of gambit, and so.
Okay.
But if you keep track of them on Chester sheet, so I'll let you keep track of gambit from now on.
Okay.
I'll still probably keep an eye on it, but
Yeah, no, it's good to have 2 eyes on it. Do we all roll?
all right.
So just to be clear, with 2 pips, I just roll 2, correct?
Correct. And take the higher.
Yes, because yeah.
Yep. Woo. Give me that 6. There it is.
Okay.
I rolled
The rest
2,
of you.
unfortunately.
Okay. So
I also rolled it too.
Oh,
Okay. So
we
mark
were
off
not
2
helpful.
stress. Mark off 2 stress.
Okay.
You still do it with that 6 and with great effect. I'm gonna say that you take them out. I think like maybe what it is that you told Gears to focus on the 3 that are near Leto, knowing that Leto would probably pull a gun on one of them at least, and you're gonna focus on the 2 that have their guns more at the ready. So you like hop down the 2 of you and Graves, you quickly take out both of those 2 with the guns. And as you look, Leto has shot one of them, but Gears missed. The one that Leto shot wasn't mortal, so he's still kind of like he's starting to now reach for his gun. Gears just totally missed. So you maybe like you grumble and spin around and take out the other 3 before they can do anything.
All right. I just want to establish we were never going to be anything more than distractions. All right. I'm just throwing it out there. Sorry.
I did my job and I did it well.
Yes, you did.
Dusting
I did
myself off.
Do a great job, but whatever.
Graves seems uncharacteristically rattled after, for a moment, seeing how vulnerable the group was.
Oh.
And just getting that round off in time, he just kind of heaves a few sighs. Justin, I maxed out my stress
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh.
Okay.
with the
Whoa.
negative side of that roll. So I think I need a
Whoa.
trauma.
You do need a trauma, man.
My second
and-
trauma.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
That's gonna make this job much harder. It's gonna
Yeah.
make it much harder. All right. Let's see.
What happens
do I-
mechanically when you get trauma?
Well, it just narratively makes sense. So, like in
Okay,
this
okay.
case,
I wasn't sure if it was like
I'd
you
love.
take like a permanent like mechanical deficits for trauma.
No.
If this is your second trauma, no. It's just the harm that does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see obsessed with keeping these people safe. I could see
Paranoid could
unstable.
work.
paranoid, a soft even. Maybe you lose a little
What's
bit of
the-
your edge.
What's the other trauma that you have?
The other one I have is vicious, so I don't see soft working well. I don't.
Yeah,
I
so
also
then
just
maybe-
don't see it narratively.
I would say maybe unstable, obsessed, paranoid. Paranoid. Yeah, paranoid might work as well too.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Graves. I'm gonna lean into obsessed.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
dig
it's
it.
gonna be it's obsession with, like you said, the group staying alive. Because that just felt too
Wow.
close.
Yeah. That is something else.
Now it does
Now,
say
what
when
is-
you suffer trauma, you're taken out of action. You're left for dead or otherwise dropped out of current conflict, only to come back later, shaken and drained. When you return, you have zero stress and your vice has been satisfied for the next downtime. So there is some imminent impact to Johnny's earlier
Yeah.
question, right?
Yeah.
So what would that look like in this particular situation? Would it look like maybe you like going into that Ramden rage to finish off the people me and Gears can't, and then passing out?
You
Ooh.
might. I like that.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's
Yeah.
the most plausible route.
Okay.
Yeah, so cut from the little conversation where you're just like, well, we weren't gonna do that much anyways, and he just like, no, I did a good job.
When you
And then
look
we
over,
just
he's just
turn-
wobbling.
Yep. Oh no.
Well, catch him, Gears.
Great. I'm not gonna. And he just falls.
Yeah,
Just hits the ground.
Yeah. Graves was just like barreling into the last of the guys, like one that was already shot dead for sure. Just like an extra few punches for good measure. And then like you just like he looks up at you, Gears, and you just see in his eyes just kind of that like rapid like dilation of the pupils, and like the glaze comes over him and he just collapses.
Oh, it looks like the sun got real low. All right. And so we're by these like bikes with like supplies attached to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and the plan was to sneak in looking like I was thinking we might steal some of these guards' outfits and pretend to, be bringing a supply run into the temple.
Yeah.
This changes things, I think.
Very much does.
I don't think it does. Here, check
Well,
this out.
one-
And I open up one of the boxes and just start throwing stuff out. This could probably fit Graves, and then just start shoving them in to a box.
Yeah, I guess I helped.
All 380 pounds of him. Just
It takes us a while, and we're pretty sweaty by the end.
It would be pretty helpful that this planet probably has basically no gravity.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a quarter
Still
of a
difficult
moon.
to move things because jerk is a thing, but
I didn't really feel like figuring out the physics. I was thinking about that going into this. I was like, oh, I should figure out the gravity. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
it would be like infinitesimal if it was just like a tiny part of the planet. Anyways, regardless. So yeah, we shove Graves into one of the containers. Now we just ride up and pretend we're just delivering the thing like we thought we were. And
Okay.
Graves gets his nap, and I pat the box.
All right. I think you and I should change into guard uniforms, and maybe we get the our silent friend to wear the priest vestments.
Sounds good. Mr. The Past, sir, we're gonna be messing with your suit here. Sorry. And I guess he doesn't say anything, and I just start putting like the raiments on him. We wouldn't say anything anyways. He'd probably just nod his head.
Yeah.
He doesn't say much. He mostly nods.
Yeah.
At some point in the midst of all this, I think I might hop on the communicator and just be like, Havoc, things are going quite poorly here on the surface. How are things going out there for you?
As a response, you just hear music blasting. Things are going right. It's right over here. Sorry to hear about how things are going on your end. Hope things get better.
If Graves wakes up, I suppose they will.
Oh. Well, maybe you should tell Graves that he shouldn't have decided to sleep on a mission. See when I see you.
I think. Signing off.
I'm just picturing Van Halen music, but
Yeah, I was also picturing Van Halen music.
Oh, Havoc.
Yeah, so I guess we once we're all changed, we just start making our way to the temple.
Yeah.
And I think I want to like intentionally drive, like we kind of like skirt around the encampment and go directly to the temple rather than into the encampment area.
So I was going to say that there are multiple checkpoints sort of surrounding this tower, and there are posts where like they're letting the rest of these transport speeders through. Now, that's not to say you can't try and sneak these speeders past and get past these without them seeing you. But you're gonna need to figure that out, set that up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we have two options. We try to talk our way through the checkpoints and hope they let us through, or we try to sneak around, and I don't know which one's better. What do you think is?
I don't think sneaking is much of an option, especially since we got to lug that Graves around. So I hope you're feeling confident.
After that display, not as much, but ever onward.
All right.
We are, after all, professionals.
That we are.
And professionals. Graves mumbles from the...
Shut up in the box. Shut up.
All right.
So I think we're going to try and stop at the checkpoints and
okay.
Try and get through.
Okay, I love it. There are, and at this point, I think you've got the past one on its own bike, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're driving their own bike, and the two of you are driving their bikes. But you're all in uniforms, and you pull up, and the guard's looking at a digipad.
Justin has been attacked.
Important things to attend to.
It's about time that the GM had consequences, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Like thinking through like how
you're prepping your brain because it's like, gosh, tier 4.
Yeah, tier 4. Like, I think Havoc might be the only remaining party member by the end of this.
The benefits of staying in the ship are great. I just want to say,
like, I'm looking at where I'm at for stress and what I think it's going to take to get through this, and let me tell you, I'm scared.
Yeah,
same here, buddy.
You certainly should be. He's the guard is so the guard is looking at his digipad as you pull up, and he goes, "Yeah, do you see that we've got a shipment coming in? I just need your names, signatures on this. If you want to verbally tell me your names and then sign here, we can get you through here."
Can we do a flashback, or can I do a flashback?
You certainly can.
I took all of the identifying information off of those men. I scanned their IDs.
Yeah, you did.
Should I roll for that, or?
I do think I need a roll. I think it's one stress though, for sure. I think it's something definitely within your capability.
And presumably their IDs would have their ranks, so we know who the the officers in the group are.
Yeah. I'm breaking.
Yes. How are you rigging?
I'm like taking their identification out of their suits and sort of adding it to ours.
Oh,
We were putting on
I
their
don't need
suit,
to.
right?
I don't need to
so-
roll.
Yeah.
I don't need to roll.
Oh. Okay.
And I don't even know if that's a flashback. I'm fine with you just saying you did that. You already said you were taking their uniforms. That just makes sense to me that you would take their identification as well too.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
Yep.
Not gonna
Unless
Unless there
nickel and
was
dime you.
some technical issue
Yeah.
with getting
No,
the ID.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, actually, one of the items that I carry by default is a legitimate ID, and so I could just like instead of when he asks for the information, I don't say anything. I just take the ID off of the like breastplate where it rests and hand it to him.
He takes it, looks at his digipad. Wonderful. That checks out at least. I do need voice identification from the three of you though as you pass by here.
Okay, maybe this is the flashback. This sounds like like I now we're flashing back, and I had like we had our communicators up, recording of the exchange. A few of them had talked. I recreate like their voice through like just like the snippets that we had to prep for this.
Okay. I do think I need a roll for this.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a rig.
That
or a
sounds
hack.
like a rig.
Yeah. Like, because I'm.
Yeah, I could see rig
messing
for
around.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, rig seems like it. Yeah.
Whew, all right, rigging.
Let's. I think it's control. Yeah, we'll say it's controlled. And limited effect. Because they are a tier 4 faction.
If this doesn't work, I have the most Hail Mary of Hail Marys that's ever been Hail Married.
Fantastic. So we're in control. How many times can I trade up position?
I mean, you could trade all the way up to desperate and great effect if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're desperate. Maybe, come on. This is why I gamble. This is a 6.
All right, that's a good gamble. 'Cause then you
Amazing.
do it. I in my head, I'm picturing it like you're like kind of in the back, maybe still uploading like some of the modules to each of the
kinda
person's
like-
spacesuits.
Come on.
And you get Lito's, and so Lito says the guard's name, and then it gets to the past one, and it's like still in progress of uploading. It's like 65%, 70%. And the guard's like, please speak your name into the microphone here. And the past one doesn't say anything for a moment. He just stares at this guard, and the guard goes, I'm gonna need you. So he starts to like reach for his gun.
I
starts to pull it
slap him
out.
on the side of the head, like, "Hey, he's talking to you." Sorry, space is out.
And at that moment is when it goes, upload it, and then the past one doesn't say anything, but the suit speaks the name. The suit speaks the name, and the guard lets go of his weapon, moves to you, Gears, and you speak your name of the guard, and the three of you get past. I'm gonna mark 3 because that was great effect. I'm gonna mark 3 off of the clock to get to the
amazing.
ritual location.
Wait, but I worked on a clock with rig, which means I get an extra segment.
You
Yes!
do get an extra segment.
Oh,
You do get an extra segment. And so what that means is he looks at the delivery manifest and goes, great. You've got some of the arcane implements. You can go ahead and take it straight to the tower. There's a few other people there, but Yep. Feel free to just take it straight there.
Yeah, thanks. We're running a little late.
Yeah. Don't let it happen again, or otherwise we'll
won't.
dock it.
Yeah, can't have any more demerits.
All right. Move. Get out of here.
We just speed off.
Speeding off. And
I'm gonna
you
get an
pass
ulcer
by
from
it, like
playing this game.
Yeah, honestly.
you pass by, and I mean, you can see that they've got like encampments throughout here. They're setting up for something here, and you see like large instruments, large mechanical instruments, and you might even see like a few like way crystals as well. And you go straight up to the entrance of the tower. There are a few people setting things up in here. They're setting up like poles on the 4 cardinal directions. And when you walk into this tower, there are 3 stairs that go spiraling up to a 2nd floor. And there are only 2 floors in this tower, but the tower itself is much larger. You can see now that you're in it that the top is open to space. So there's only the 1st floor with the 3 spiraling staircases, and then the 2nd floor. And when you get in, the person who is checking the manifest and what you're bringing says, yep, those are some of the containment modules. Take them upstairs, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And when you get upstairs, these 3 spiraling staircases lead into a open chamber in the center of this tower. There is a raised diadem in the middle. That
What is a diet? I'm sorry.
it's like a raised platform.
Oh,
right. Am I right? Am I crazy?
A diadem is a word that I thought meant crown. But is there another meaning?
Yeah, a diadem is a crown. You mean dais.
Dais. That's what I mean.
Dais.
sorry.
There's dais.
Yeah.
Look at us,
Yeah,
all learning
diadem
things
is a
together.
jeweled crown.
Look at us, all learning things together. There's a raised dais, and there
already
is a
knew this.
diadem on the there's a diadem on the dais.
Oh, nice.
There's
I can double up on my crowns here.
there's a raised dais with what look to be on either of the left and the right these stone statues, not statues, like a stone block essentially, but there are these intricate carvings made throughout these stones that sort of spiral and move throughout the stone as it goes up to the top of the stone. And the Church of the Stellar Flame is setting up more of these poles, these pillars on the 4 cardinal directions. There are only 2 though that are set up, and so when you get up there, they are like, you must have brought the containment modules. Please get them set up, please.
Yeah. And like as we walk in, there's like a moment with Gears where he like stares up at like all of this like twisting like scripture and carvings, and he's just kind of like a little dumbstruck. But after a second he kind of catches himself and he's like he goes on the our communicators, not like the outside like space suit communicator.
Yeah.
Graves, please tell me you're awake. Please tell me you're waking up. Please.
So I was going to get to this. So in the book, it says for the current conflict. Now that's loose. Is the current conflict just that conflict that you had? Is the conflict the whole job? If you want to, I will let you come back. Obviously, that means that you might mark all your stress and another trauma again.
I think if it meant the job, it would say the current job.
Yeah,
like taking out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm leaving it up to Steve if he wants Carlton.
But I do have the benefits of coming back with 0 stress.
you would come back
Yeah,
with 0.
but you have the threat of you could get another trauma on this job.
Oh, I mean, that's always true, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I was hoping Graves would stir at some point, and I thought it was actually serendipitous, like silver lining that he was hidden for the checkpoint.
Yes. Yep.
So he's fairly
Kind of
obvious.
works out in your favor.
But so you say that, Gears, and you just hear.
I'll take that as a yes.
How many individuals are on the second floor with us?
Yeah, there are less. Most of the work is being done on the bottom floor. It seems like mostly everything has been set up here, except for these 2 containment modules. So we'll say that there are just 3 people up here right now.
All right.
Okay.
Can I do a roll? So they tell us to get stuff up. I'm like rifling through the cases, not the one with Graves in it. And can I like use some spy gear, perhaps my fine hacking rig, to jam all the communication of the 3 on this floor?
Oh, I dig it. Yeah, I like that. Maybe you put your hacking tools like inside of the box, knowing that you have to like go into it. I dig it. I think it's risky, and I think it's limited. I think it's risky and limited. If you're hacking. Are you hacking?
I am hacking, yes.
Okay, I think it's risky and limited then.
Use that gambit.
All right. I'm gonna use. Yeah, I'm gonna use a gambit. I'm going to trade position for effect again. I'm going desperate again.
Okay, desperate and standard. I gotcha.
Okay, let's do this thing. Just constantly gambling. Oh my god.
Pays off sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. That is
Okay.
double 6s. That's pretty
Wow.
good.
That's really good. You're actually going to do it with increased effect, so it's actually going to be great effect.
Yes,
That's pretty
Nick.
great effect. That is a great time to roll a critical.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, you do it. You are reaching in to grab one of the containment modules, but you take a little time and play with your fine hacking gear. And are able to, I would say even it takes you maybe even a little bit longer than you would have liked, because they are a tier 4 faction and you are going up against with just fine hacking tools, which you are probably the only person who could hack in this moment, even like have a chance of doing anything. And so it takes you a little bit, and they're like, hey, just get it out. What's taking you so long? And then you see like the success, like, all right, you've disabled their communications.
Yeah, what's taking you so? And then it just cuts out. Graves, now, Graves.
No, what? He just kind of pops the lid and crawls out.
Kill them now.
You see like
Shot. Nice.
Yeah, they know immediately get shot in the head and just collapses back into the crate, dead. With their communications cut out, these 3 are going for their weapons, and so Graves, that's what you pop out, and you see 3 people who are reaching for their weapons, getting ready to fire.
I did put you in there with your heavy blaster, so you still have that.
It just like it kind of stirs, has a heavy blaster on his chest, lifts up the thing, and like immediately it's just like I picture him still like sitting up as though in a coffin and just firing from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume that there has not been a single time in all of the time that we've known each other that any of us has said the words "Graves now" and not meant shoot somebody.
Yeah, or smash with hands or horns or something.
Right.
So he just looks at the closest threat. Yeah. Graves, activate. Justin, it's 3 targets, right?
Just 3 targets, yeah. Yep.
And they're all like on the same plane.
Correct. Yeah, there's
that
probably
I am just walking towards this.
Yeah, there's probably like one that's a little bit further away, and the other two are probably the closest to each other.
Yeah. With a slightly crazed expression. Just still recovering from the fog. Graves pops up and just fires off 3 rounds.
Okay.
Can I?
I'll help.
Okay, thank you.
I think this, since there is not a setup roll, I think
Mhm.
it is no effect. But I think there is something that you can do to get yourself some effect, which is
The
you're
unstoppable?
unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the
you can
position?
push your...
I think the position is. I think it's still risky. I don't think it's quite controlled, but I think it's risky.
Yeah.
So you could also trade to get effects.
Could
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. I'll
gonna
trade
come
down
back
to
and-
desperate.
It's gonna come back and bite you eventually.
I'll trade. Yeah.
Desperate and limited effect. Then
Okay.
If
Desperate
we made
and
this
limited
a
effect.
group roll, would that make our effect a little bit better?
Last time it stressed me out a lot. I don't
You have,
know.
you have a whole bunch more stress now.
which is
Fine.
relatively little.
That's true. That's true.
I think it was I think it would still be a limited effect.
Oh, okay.
So the other one then. So we got from no effect to limited by trading position, but I will also mark unstoppable.
Okay,
So I will
Then-
push myself.
I'll tell you what, because the way that reads to me is engage a small gang on equal footing. And I consider 3 tier 4 militia a small gang, especially to one person.
Yeah.
So I would say then that difference in tier kind of goes away with that. So I think then with trading up to desperate, I think you're actually a great effect.
Excellent.
I think
wow.
it's a desperate
Okay.
position and great
This
effect.
is why we need rolls. You know, this is why we have the muscle.
Muscle gotta be muscle, you know?
Mhm.
All right. I will take
and you
that
did put-
roll.
You did push yourself to do that, right?
I did. I marked 2 stress for unstoppable.
Good.
Yep.
Perfect. And you also get the additional effect of pushing yourself. So you can either increase the effect again, I guess, or take another die.
I'll take the die for sure. So
I
I will
also
roll
did mark
3.
stress to help you.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you have
4 dice.
another. You should have another die.
Well, we need it. We need it. Let's see how I do shooting these 3 dudes. These outclassed. We are outclassed. Let's see. All right. I tell you my 2 highest.
Well, your highest, unless that's
Yeah.
2 6s,
My highest is 5.
is a 5. Okay, so you do it, but there's a consequence. You suffer harm. You suffer severe harm, or a serious complication occurs. Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes the most sense that like you get to jump on one of them, and then the other 2 grab their guns and fire right at you, Graves. And even in the pain, you fire very quickly back at them and take them down with a much more precision shot. And so you drop all 3 of them.
In a very, very clean kills. You know, just
Yeah.
hit the ground very dramatically.
And just picturing like how to lean into the obsession and the viciousness.
Shots.
Yeah.
Good shots for you.
All right. The complication though is you got hit. So I would like you to mark a level 2 harm.
Oof.
They don't use a lot of these are technicians, and they don't use any like way artifacts or anything. They're like the magic is anathema to the Church of the Stellar Flame, and so these people do have just like regular pistols with like shots and like bullets in them. So I would like for you to take the level 2 harm bleeding.
Okay.
Are you wearing armor?
I am not.
I was trying to give you an out from that harm, but
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I know.
Some people just don't want help, Johnny. They just
yeah. Some people just don't know how to not get hurt.
Well, I chose normal
That's gonna be
load,
fixed.
and armor takes 2. Am I right about that, or is that only for the
Yes.
heavy armor? Okay.
No, it takes 2.
Okay. See, I chose heavy blaster, so unfortunate.
There you go. Yep, that's the
Does
that's
heavy
the item
blaster take
loadout
all
game.
5 of your spots?
It took 2, and spacesuit took the other 2, so
Ah.
I'm left with 1 and not 2 to spend on armor. What I should have checked, Justin, and this is a learning curve, is that, I forgot to check if there's any mechanical benefit to heavy blaster as opposed to blaster pistol. So that's my bad. I should have probably leaned into that since I bothered to mark off the load for it.
Yeah.
Let's check.
So you used a heavy blaster instead of a blaster pistol.
Yeah, for both the last exchange where I lost it and now this one, it's the same weapon. It's a heavy blaster.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you kind of can tell me what the difference between a heavy blaster and a blaster pistol is. In my head, I imagine either something that fires semi-automatic or the bolts are stronger than a regular blaster pistol. Yeah. Which I think in both cases, no matter really how you define it, that is partly what lets you take out multiple people in such a quick amount of time.
Yeah.
It's probably like the difference between like an M9 and a AK-47. Like you've got both are going to kill somebody if you hit them in the right spot, but one just does a little more damage.
Yep.
I know when Havoc used his blaster against that giant frog alien, we stated it was like basically a minigun. So at least that's the one that Havoc has.
That's awesome.
But you drop these people. I will say too that these shots kind of echo out a little bit. So
yeah,
whatever you're gonna do it fast.
Wait, isn't there atmosphere
I say
here?
Oh, atmosphere. You're right. Never mind. So there wouldn't be any.
We're all still in spacesuits, right?
In space, no one can hear you scream if you turn off their communicators. Which
It's
is
true. You're right.
That's why I keep it on.
Okay, all right, that was a mistake.
You got time to do your thing then.
All right, well, that's what.
All right, yeah.
All right,
I
Mister,
look at,
the past one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lou.
All right, it's time for you to do whatever it is that you're going to do. Hurry up about it.
He nods and gets up onto the dais, and almost immediately the intricate carvings on the stones on the left and the right start to light up and start encircling and going to the top of the stone. And as it does, he starts to lift up off of the dais into the air.
Shoot him.
After all this,
I'm kidding.
And then he looks up and a giant beam of light just emits out of the top of the tower.
Oh God,
Havoc! I'm gonna need you to come pick us up. Right now.
And
yeah, I mean, Graves is has crawled out of what is it called? Just the container.
Yeah, it's just a crates.
Yeah, he's crawled out of his crate, holding his new wound, and just wild-eyed, looking around, scanning feverishly for any other signs of threat.
Yeah, are there
And-
hatches or doors we can close at the top of the stairs?
no, it is completely open.
No. Okay.
It is just 3 stairs that lead up to this platform. But you obviously know that this will not go unnoticed. The gunshots might have gone unnoticed, but these will not. I'm going to set up a second 6-segment clock called Ritual Complete. So once this clock is over, the past one will be done and you can get out. but you've intimated. Maybe you bounce out earlier than that.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions, or one. First one is actually for my party members. Does any of you have a spare load? Spare load?
I have 1.
Depends on what it's for.
That's perfect.
I've
I
got-
need it
I've
for a
got load.
detonator.
Yeah.
So I have a detonator that I just marked off. I'm gonna blow up the stairs,
Okay.
and then I think we should blow up the back of this place so that Havoc can come and pick us up, like just out of the wall. Like we just leap to the ship.
Wait.
We
You
don't have
can't
enough
gift
detonators for that.
somebody-
What?
Yeah,
There's
you
2
can't
detonators.
give somebody a load.
No. I said if
You
anybody
just
has an available
use somebody's load to
have a second
mark off a
detonator.
detonator and do it
Yeah.
themselves. We're not giving it. We're not giving somebody else a
Okay.
load, but we all have detonators as a
Yeah.
markable thing.
Oh, you all
So-
have detonators. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. I
Yeah,
wasn't
sorry,
sure
that
if
is
it
the
was
general
a...
item.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah.
a mechanic specific thing. All right. Perfect.
No. But there are 3 sets of stairs.
Didn't realize that. I thought there was just the one.
Hey, 2 stairs is maybe better than
No,
3.
we could bottleneck them if we use 2 detonators on the stairs, but we can't make an entrance for Havoc and bottleneck them. But we can only bottleneck. We can't even cut them off.
I think you got to make a decision because, well, you can't hear anything. But if we were to, if it was a movie and the camera were to zoom out, we would see that as soon as this light went off, everyone in the encampment down below grabs their weapons and starts racing to the tower.
I think we
Destroy
make
the
bottleneck.
magic.
We'll figure
So,
out how to get out the,
Steve,
out the
you
top
don't have
or
an
something
extra load?
later.
I do.
Here's one.
Lito, you
Yeah.
have an extra load or no?
I have one I can use for a detonator.
So wait, that's 3. We could cut them off completely from this floor, and then maybe Havoc just has to blow a hole in the back wall and save us. Huh?
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
not
it's
trying
better
to
than
fight.
facing an army.
Yeah, I'm really not trying to fight an army of tier 4 dudes. I'm gonna be real with everybody.
This is
right
about
now.
to be the end of the professionals. Yeah, let's
Yep.
get out of
Yeah.
here.
All right.
Well, most
Let's,
of them Havoc gets to live, I guess.
I think that's a plan. Let's grab our detonators and blow up all 3 staircases.
We wait for them to get on the staircases. To be clear,
Of course. Yeah. You're kind
Takes
of
them
like
down
looking
while we're
down
at
to
it.
see
I don't
them.
think Lito waits. Lito hears that. It's like, fuck that plan.
No. Okay, all right, fine.
This sounds like a group action to me.
Sure.
Sounds like a group
All
action.
right.
Yeah.
I think it's a speed issue, and so I would suggest that I lead it and that it's scramble. We're each
if that's
sprinting to a different staircase, planting the detonator in the right place, and
Sure.
getting back to a place of relative safety.
Yeah.
sure.
I think that's reasonable.
Scramble seems very reasonable. I think it's risky, and I think it's standard.
Okay.
You know what the real downfall of having traded position as often as we have over the course of this episode is that we would have gotten so much gambit if we didn't keep getting rid of risky positions to
That's
increase
true.
our effect.
It's true. It's true.
like, we
if
didn't have a
we
choice.
live, Johnny, if we live, we have more XP.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
What is? Sorry. What are we doing again? We're doing a group roll.
Group
Doing
roll,
a group roll on
scramble.
scramble. I'm pushing
Or
myself to
scramble.
get an extra dice.
Because we're looking at risky and standard.
Do we use our last gambit for this?
I say that's not. Well, where are you guys at for scramble? I'm assuming you have 2 because you're leading it.
I have 3.
You have 0. You have 3.
I have you.
I say if you're okay with this, Steve, we take the risk. Nick's gonna roll 2 and take the lower, but we'll get a gambit back if you or I roll a 6.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
And I think
here
having
we
the
go.
gambit later is going to be more important than right now.
Yep. Holding his wound, Graves sprints for his staircase. Let's see
Yep.
the roll.
I got double 6s.
Whoa,
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
You will be taking a stress. I rolled a 2. Sorry.
I got 1 6.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Critical is the highest. 2 6s.
Oh.
You do it with increased effect, which is great effect.
Oh my goodness.
My heart is beating so fast right now. I'm so freaking nervous.
I think then yeah, I think with great effect, absolutely. You guys very successfully blow up all 3 of these staircases. What is holding up the platform? I'm not gonna be like it falls down. Haha, got you. But like,
Yeah, stairs aren't usually the structural support for a platform.
Yeah, for sure. There's
you're
gotta be something else that's holding it up. But
Anyway,
so
visually, it'd be really cool if it was hanging from the ceiling, like
it would be very
by
cool.
like ceiling supports.
Oh,
and
that
then
would be
the
really cool. I dig
stairs
that.
down.
I dig that. Yeah, there's like intricate, almost like church architecture, where like the pillars kind of like come from the walls and like arch in and then come up to support this platform in like the center.
This place is beautiful. It's horrible that we're destroying it.
We're about to fuck it up so bad.
It's coming down. It's probably coming down after this.
And here's what I think I'm gonna do. They have the foot soldiers have no way of getting up to you.
Right.
So I'm going to. I think I'm gonna still just mark off the regular 3 for the great effect on the ritual complete. Because that's fun. Danny, I'm so sorry. You came in late and the camera was just on them and it just felt like all the action was there and
no problem
there. I'm so sorry.
Havoc is just chiming out to Van Halen. He's propped up on the dash. He's leaning back.
This is the moment we need Havoc too.
Yeah, well, Gears cuts through and says, "Come pick us up! Come pick us up!"
He quickly plants his feet on the ground and goes, "Oh,
There's no reply. The line is already down.
Oh God!"
It's just like, where do I go?
Line.
To the giant fucking tower.
Where do you think?
Yeah.
What do you
Did we
do?
tell him to blow a hole in the wall yet? Did we say that?
Yeah, well, yeah. I like give him coordinates, and it's like, a level up of this tower
For sure.
and like the back wall.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm picturing like something approximating cathedral glass.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. There's some cathedral glass in there for sure. Yep.
Fuck that shit
and I think
up,
too,
Havoc. Fuck it up.
and you know what too it is, like obviously you wouldn't be able to take this in the moment, but like it's glass and there's also bits of way crystal in it, so there's almost this like blue arcing energy that occasionally just like jolts through portions of the glass.
All right, and that's what I'm breaking through.
I mean, what do you want to do? That's what you hear is Gears just go, come on, pick us up, and then the line cuts out.
And
all
then
right.
you get some like coordinates data to come to the tower, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to fly the ship as fast as I can to those coordinates and to that tower.
All right. When you take off, you see that there are already a bunch of Church of the Stellar Flame ships that are making their way towards the tower.
So I'm
because you also now see this giant light shooting out the top of the tower.
Yeah. So because this is the Montressor, Havoc will get there before them.
I mean,
or at least try.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love an action roll if that is what you were trying to do. Beat them there.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to do.
Do it.
I believe this is a speed-related roll, so I have potency.
Is it Helm? Are you rolling Helm?
Oh yes, Helm. Sorry, yes, Helm.
Great. I think with that potency, it is limited effect because these are tier 4 ships.
All right.
And way nicer than anything we touch.
I think it is risky.
Yeah, I just imagine like Gears has done a lot of great work on the Montressor, and even the worst of their ships just make it look like true garbage.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Do you keep Gears around to basically keep the Montressor flying?
Yeah. I will trade down to desperate position for standard effect. Okay.
Heard.
and then I'm going to use Exceed Specs
You're son of a bitch.
To damage the ship. All right.
to damage the engines
Okay.
for
Yeah,
great
you-
effect.
You would.
Okay. All right.
All right. I got 2 6s, baby.
Look at that.
You didn't even need to damage my ship.
I didn't even need to damage your
I think what it is. No, I mean I think with even more than great effect, you get there well before the other ships. You just speed past them, and you have some time to do some things before any of these other ships get here.
If we wanted a sciencey explanation for that, the gravity in the space above this cracked planet would be so inconsistent and just weird.
Mm,
And so
dig it.
Havoc's skill as a pilot is navigating not just the pieces of planet, but
I
the
dig it.
gravity waves.
And
He's, like,
navigating,
avoiding these gravity
invisible
wells.
Gravity wells.
yeah, that's dope.
Love
I
that.
love that. And I love too that it's almost like instinct, because Havoc doesn't seem like the sciencey type where he would
No, yeah.
have
Yeah.
these.
No, he would
planned
feel
out
the
and
ship
mapped
pull
out.
a little bit.
He would
and
just know. Yeah. Yep.
And
I
he's
love
like-
that. That's
he's-
dope.
Flying with the current, basically.
That is so
um,
cool.
Yeah. Do I go to the tower. Do
Yeah.
I open up the communicator and I say, "All right, where are you?"
And a bolt just comes through the stained glass. I just shoot through it. There. And I just
Oh.
keep shooting.
Beautiful.
Uh,
And then Havoc will go towards the stained glass and then turn the ship around. And as he's opening up the loading bay for him to get on the ship,
Yeah.
he just basically reverses into the stained glass.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like I feel like there'd be it'd be one of those scenes, right, where we see the ship doing it, and then we immediately cut to another POV of the stained glass breaking, and then another cut to
Yeah.
another POV of the stained glass breaking, all in kind of slow motion, quick shots.
Yeah.
And the glass just shatters. There's a landing pad, a landing dock that comes through. I'm gonna mark off. I'm gonna mark off 1. I think more time has passed. I'm gonna mark off 1 on the ritual complete clock.
You only have one off. How many more?
You
do we
guys-
1 out of 6.
No,
Holy
3, 4 out of 6.
4 out of 6.
Oh,
Oh, that's
4
right.
out
Then we
of
got the 3
I
before.
blowing up the stairs. I gave you the 3 from the great effect because that makes sense to me. That blocking off any ground units would definitely help you complete this ritual faster.
Nice.
Are in time. So you only have 2 more left on this clock. So you guys have a moment. You can board the ship. You can hang out here and wait for the past one. Havoc, since you're facing away from the tower, you now see there's probably 3 or 4 not cruisers, but personal aircraft gun ships that are
Yeah.
zipping towards you.
Our ship, the
they're
Montresor,
in
has
it.
weapons, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have we don't have mechanical weapon. Mechanically, we
It
don't
would
have
be-
a weapon system.
Yeah.
It would be rolling 2 dice and taking a lower.
Okay, I see.
There are
So this
weapons
is
that you need to
interesting.
have on a spaceship, but that's it.
Mhm.
Justin, so you mentioned that foot soldiers wouldn't be able to get up to the platform now. But I'm
Correct.
curious at this point in the ritual, what we are seeing come in to the building.
You were seeing nothing come into the building.
Huh.
What were you expecting? Were you expecting something to come in the building?
Well, with everybody who saw the beacon of light, I was expecting a small army in some form to try to get to us.
Well, yeah. So you cut off any of the people on foot getting there, but there are the spaceships.
So
That are-
what we're worried about remaining is essentially all exterior to the temple, floating around it where Havocs come in.
Correct. Exactly. You have cut any way of getting, I think, up to you from inside of the tower. But now you're worried about anything that is coming from outside of the tower.
Okay.
I am very curious, and this means almost nothing, but I want to see if Leto can like close his eyes for a minute and reach out with his senses and feel what is happening with the way.
I love that so much.
I also want to do that with Gears, but I'm very concerned about living.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was really hoping one of you would try and do like an attune action here.
Screw it. Let's do it.
You can. You want to make like a group action then?
Yeah, to try
Sure.
to help
Two of
him
you,
do whatever
or
he's
someone
doing
could just
fast.
help. Everyone could just help. You could just help.
Yeah. Let's see if we can like feel and participate in the. Yeah, that's what I was like leading to. I was gonna take it on a longer walk, I guess, but
Sorry.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to attune to the way in order to help complete whatever this is.
yeah.
That sounds a bit more like a group action to me than if you both are doing that, as opposed to just one of you
Well,
helping.
yeah. I have a question.
Yeah.
If you so like when Graves like shot those guys and hit the end of his stress, he like finished what he was working on before it took him out. Is that kind of like the standard of how?
For sure. If in the action you mark a stress, I'm not gonna be like, haha, got you.
You die of a heart attack before you finish the.
No, because
Gotcha.
it's doing the action that stresses you out. So I'll still let you do the action. It's just that.
Gotcha.
the end
Okay.
of it. Yep. For
Cool.
sure.
I'm gonna because normally I would do 2 and take the lower for a tune. Wait, we're doing a group action, right?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening here?
I think that sounds to me
Okay.
like that, yeah.
Fictionally, I feel like Graves would only participate if directed, and so I wonder if you guys say anything that would shift his
I don't
attention
think
away
Leto
from.
would.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I think this would be more of the sort of thing of like I think Gears and Leto maybe like look at each other across the room and then just kind of like shrug and like start like trying. Like we're like thinking about I'm thinking about the stories you guys have told of Thetis and some of the things I've seen in my own travels. And just,
I
like,
think Gears was
why
pretty
the heck not?
enthralled by the building and in the first place, and you kind of just see that look take over him again as he like looks up at the light and the lit up like scrawlings, and
Yeah.
That's what
So I
he's-
would just say
Do you mind
mechanically
if I-
exclude me from the group action then.
yeah. And if I don't
Do you
know,
mind if I lead it?
No, not at all. Steve, I was going to suggest for Graves, since you're kind of busy, well, you're not able to participate in this, you could go jump on top of the Montresor and start using your heavy blaster at the ships that are coming in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to picture. So you feel like if I jump onto the extension platform from the Montresor that I'll be able to even get a window into all other ships possibly
Absolutely.
or something like that?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Of course
cool.
you can.
All
Absolutely.
right.
We've done that sort of thing before, haven't we?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm not going to be like, no, you don't need. Yeah,
I
absolutely. think
imagine
that's-
even like
That's just too cool of an image to see you like hanging off of the Montresor and like firing. Yeah, it's so cool.
yeah. You know what I was gonna say is like I imagine like they're on the roof, like that like there's like a special harness that Graves can put on, and Gears has like installed like hooks on the
that's
top
fun.
of the Montresor, so that Graves can get up there and like strap himself on and just stand there with a blaster because we don't have
that is-
mounted guns.
That's so
I'm eating it up. I can't say no to that. So yeah. So while you two are doing your weird hippie shit, Graves runs and jumps and scales the platform extender and hooks up just like that on top of the Montresor. And by the way, I looked up heavy blaster because I hadn't been on top of the difference mechanically, and I found it in the standard items list. And so it can do considerable damage to vehicles and things like unshielded doors. So I'm really
makes sense to
happy
me.
about that.
Perfect.
But I'm going to
Cool.
say that based on the folks I've killed, I only have 6 shots left out of the dozen that it says I have. It says it has about
sure.
a dozen shots. So
For sure, that makes sense. Let's do that group attune roll then.
Yeah, position and
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah,
Could you
I
answer
think it's. I'm gonna actually say it's controlled.
Okay.
You've obviously got the time crunch of like these other people getting here, but like you've got a moment to like set yourself up and do it. I'm gonna say it's controlled. And I think in this case it's limited effect just with how unfamiliar you have both set both of these characters up for like how much they interact with
Yeah.
the way and mystical stuff.
Okay. Okay. Let me just.
So controlled
So-
and limited.
What are you rolling with, Nick? Are you rolling 2 attack on the lower also?
Yes.
Okay.
I have just enough stress to push myself for more effect here.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing the same thing.
So it's really. Do you want to do it or? Well, you're leading the roll though, so you should leave some space in case we roll bad. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you push yourself for more effect, and then I am going to use the gambit to even out my roll.
Okay.
Just to get 1 dice instead of 2 in the lower.
So we're at
All right.
controlled and standard effect.
Yes. I believe so.
Controlled and standard effect.
It's a.
Oh no!
I rolled a 6 and a 2, unfortunately. So you do get a
Okay,
stress.
so I rolled a 6. I rolled
Okay.
a 6 too. Is what I was gonna say, but
Okay. All right. So 1 stress.
1 stress. Okay.
Just the 1 stress. But you reach your mind out and try and feel around and connect to whatever the past one is doing here. And you're not sure what you've done, but you connect to what is happening. And all of a sudden your psyche, your feeling is shunted out of your body and into this light that is just exploding through space. And as you both follow through, as it gets close to the system of Barek, you can feel that it fractures into 13 different light beams that all touch one of the 13 moons of Nightfall. And there's something activated on each of these 13 moons as a result of this ritual here.
Whoa.
I think so. Whenever like our consciousnesses come back to our bodies, Gears, you look across the way and you see Leto is kind of swaying and his nose starts to bleed, and then he just falls backwards and passes out because I am done with stress.
Oh, sorry.
But I think that with your help, that ritual is complete. Whatever the pastor needs to do to finish that, it is done. And so the light recedes back, and that's probably that moment, right? The light comes back into the past one, and that's when the two of you kind of come back to yourselves, and Leto passes out. The past one also kind of like stumbles to his knees a little bit, but then gets up really weakly and starts walking towards the two of you.
Yeah, no. I just point to the ship. Get over there, Mister the Pastor, and I go and I grab Leto and he's like face down. I grab him like by his belt and like by the scruff of his suit and like just haul him to the ship.
I love it.
Like don't pick him up, don't throw him over my shoulder. Like even with the lower gravity, Gears just does not have the physicality, just like fireman carry it.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say honestly, like I think like based on the jobs that we do, the places that we've, like, Leto is in general a waif of a man. He is not heavy.
Yeah.
He is.
I'm just saying, even with that, Gears is also pretty scrawny. So we're just just dragging
it's
you
two
over.
scrawny people. How about this? I don't want to save like a single action roll to finish this job at the top of the next episode. So I think what it is you got to make a getaway, right? Which seems like up Havoc's alley. But I think we have a setup roll, maybe with Graves firing his blaster rifle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So with setup, what do I roll? Let me see again.
It's just like a regular action roll.
But you're just giving a benefit to.
But Havoc will get +1 effect or +1 position if you are successful. So, what action do you think you're using?
I think it's scrap.
Okay. I think that makes sense. I think it is. Oh boy. I'm caught between risky and desperate. I'll say risky. I think it's risky. I think anybody else it might have been a desperate thing, but I think for you it might be a risky position. And I think since it does, you called out that it does damage to vehicles. I think it's a limited position. Would have been no, but now it's limited.
Okay. Do we have a gambit left?
I don't think so.
No, I used the last one.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, Devil's Bargain. No one's asked for Devil's Bargain this episode.
Yeah, this is the time. Give me a devil's bargain.
Oh man.
I think you're gonna take out some of these ships, or maybe like a couple of them. Probably, I said there's 3 or 4, so probably like one of them, which is definitely gonna help Havoc to get away from the other ones. But I think they're gonna get a shot off and damage the ship.
Oh, we damaged the ship casually.
The most worth it devil's bargain I've heard from Justin so far.
I mean,
it just seems the most narratively
specified degree of damage. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah,
I will mark one damage off of the system.
Okay.
Probably hull. I'll probably the hull. I don't know if that breaks it, but that makes sense to me that it's the hull.
And you said that I'm in a what position?
Risky position, limited effect.
Okay. I will trade down to desperate.
Okay, for standard effect. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And I will take that devil's bargain for the extra die.
Okay.
And you'll push yourself for even more effect.
I'm gonna keep it there.
Okay, that's fine.
3d6. 3d6. Here we go. Come on. 5.
Okay. So you are firing your weapon, and I will say that you take out 2 of them with standard effect. But that's it. You line up your last 6 shots and hit these ships exactly where you need to take 2 of them out. There are 2 left. The 2 start firing back. Their blaster bolts are hitting the hull of your ship. I would like for you to mark off 1 damage on the hull.
Okay.
Some of them also hit you as well. And I would like for you to take the level 2 harm blasted.
Yeah.
I think you already have a level 2 harm, correct?
I do. So I have another slot for level 2 harm.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah.
And that means you take 1 less dice when you make rolls now.
Yep. Bleeding and blasted, baby. A memoir.
Also,
by Graves.
I'm gonna take the trauma obsessed for Lido.
Oh
to
yes,
build
we
up
didn't
my stress
do that.
check. I think he's gonna become obsessed with finding out more about the way and digging into.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it so much. I love it so much. But you are successful. So Havoc, I'm gonna need some roll to get away from these ships and get out of here. Everybody's board it. You're gonna do it with either +1 effect or +1 position. I don't know if I let you choose, but go for it.
Beautiful. Considering we have the getaway special ability on the Montresor, I think we have potency here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What? Helm? I'm assuming.
Helm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think then that it would be. I think it's risky, and I think it would have been none. Now it's limited with your potency from getaway.
Yes. Can potency stack?
You can have different affecting stack. Yeah.
So then
because you get potency on the speed related rolls. Is
I
that
have
why?
potency on the
Yeah.
speed related rolls as well. Yes. From Ace Pilot, I believe it's called.
Yeah. I see those as kind of
For
the
me,
same
it feels
thing
like
in
maybe
this.
double advantage in D&D, where it's like you can't stack.
I think in this case, a speed related roll and you getting away are kind of the same thing, right?
Okay.
Like you being good at getting away is you being faster than them. So I don't necessarily know this, but
Have we applied the setup mechanical benefit yet?
you have not. No.
Okay. It says I choose the benefit. But what do you want, Danny?
Well, I'm already rolling 3 dice. What did you say the position and effect was?
Risky and limited.
That's with the potency from the getaway.
I think it makes more sense to make the position better controlled because there's less ships.
That's fair.
What if we traded position and effect and then increase the position with the?
But then you could do it
benefit?
that way, right? You could do controlled and limited, and then go back to risky standard if you want, for sure.
Yeah, Danny, preference?
Yeah, that sounds completely
So
fine.
you're gonna add a better position controlled, but then you're gonna trade position for effect and go back to risky, but now you have standard effect.
Yes.
Nice.
Now
Which, by
we're
the way, we
playing.
didn't have
Now
to-
we're playing Forged in the Dark, baby.
We're getting 2 benefits here, right? We have the getaway skill, which gives us potency, and Graves got him some more potency.
Some more
Effectively.
position, better position.
Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I'm going to push myself
Okay.
for. I can push myself for greater effect, correct?
You can push yourself a greater
Yes,
effect.
I'm gonna
and
push
you can
myself
also
for
take-
that.
And then you could still take a devil's bargain for another die if you want it.
I'll hear a devil's bargain.
Ooh.
I'll hear one.
I'll hear one.
Always listen.
I'm a great listener.
Yeah,
Tell me about the devil's bargain.
I feel like this. I don't want to go back to the well of just damaging the ship because that doesn't seem as exciting.
Because
So
I'm
you
going to do
might-
that
you might-
anyways.
You might say no to this, but I think the Church of the Stellar Flame clocks your VIN number for your ship. Doesn't mean they're going to come after
Nah,
you, but it means you might be on their radar.
I don't like being on radars, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I'll
Bad for
Damage
business,
ship.
that.
I'll exceed specs. Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
So we're now great effect.
You know, I've been basically.
Wait, no,
away
pushing
this
yourself
entire
for effect
episode.
should have made it great effect already. What do you need to damage the ship for?
Yeah.
Straight up.
You're correct. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't need to. Okay,
Please don't damage
I
the
won't
ship.
damage the ship this time. I could damage it. If I could roll
Just
4
doing it
dice.
to do it. Just doing it to spite gears.
I'm honestly just doing it to do it now.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
All
fine.
right, rolling.
It's a good thing we're all still in spacesuits because the hull is broken. So
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah.
That's a great point.
don't take your shirts off.
That is a 5.
Okay. So you do it, but there's a consequence. I think the complication. That's no. That would be a serious complication. I think you start to speed away. They start chasing after you, and they get a couple shots off before you get away completely. And it sounds like I can't damage the hull anymore. No, I would like to damage. What else is there? Engines, comms, and
Engines and comms
See,
are the only systems we have points on.
audio. Okay. Let's damage the engines then.
I'm going to resist that. Havoc will just
Resist that.
go into
Okay.
like a full barrel roll and just try to dodge.
I dig it.
Do a
I
barrel
love
roll.
it. Barrel roll.
Well, in doubt, barrel roll. Always.
That sounds to me like a prowess, probably.
I feel like that makes the most sense. And
Prowess.
because of Ace Pilot, I get an additional dice when resisting the consequences of piloting. So I'm going to
Nice.
be rolling 5 dice.
Whoa!
Damn.
You get a 6 in there. I'm gonna be so shocked.
Yeah, it'd be wild.
Possible.
2 6s.
Okay,
Ooh, nice.
great. So you actually get to clear a stress if you have that
really?
marked. I don't know if you do.
Beautiful. I actually had 6 stress marked. starting
wow.
this
Wow.
episode.
Glad you didn't go on that mission.
Yeah.
Everyone-
Honestly, yeah.
Everyone
That's why Havoc
appears
was
to
just
have gotten
chilling.
taken out.
Trauma for everyone.
You resist that. You dodge these bullets adeptly, and then speed away from Gap and away from the way of light. The 4 of you are alive for another day.
Oh gosh,
Feels incredible.
that was not guaranteed at all.
It is.
No.
I love this game so much. I know Blades in the Dark works a lot like this too, where you just like for the first half of the campaign, you just feel so out of your element against these big factions, and part of the fun is like increasing that crew quality and being able to like go against these people without taking a disadvantage. I know we went over. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I didn't want to do like a single action at the start. It just seemed anticlimactic if we did that. So we had to finish this job, and you did it. And I guess we'll find out what the Ashtari cult was doing. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll keep exploring that. But for now, thank you so much for listening to this. And if you're interested in supporting us, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Dustfire Media. What else? Tuesdays is Avatar. Johnny's going to start guesting on Avatar for some time.
That's
gonna be
am.
super fun. Or just coming up in a couple weeks as well, too. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
The next stream will be on the 3rd.
The third.
The 3rd.
Beware the Ides of the third.